welcome to Rollercoaster Talks, and this is your host. My name is Ro, and to be completely honest, ever since I graduated, I've got absolutely no idea where my life is going. I graduated 6 years ago, and it's actually going to be 6 on December, which is insane to me because I already feel so fucking old to the level in which the only thing I'm constantly thinking is retiring, which I cannot do yet. Why? Because I've still got a life to live. Anyway, to tell you where I'm going with this, I've got to tell you a simple fact. I am a writer. Yeah. Thing is, I started back when I was little, like 6, 7 years old, and I've never stopped. And I began taking it seriously when I was around 12, and I began writing books and novels and all of that. So every single person, every adult in my life always told me, you should do something related to literature because you're going to love it, which was like common sense to me as well. So I'm to blame in that part. Yeah. And spoiler alert, I did it. So basically, when I graduated and came out of high school, I went directly into college and into a career that will last 6 years. And it was on literature, and it was cool at the beginning. I was like very alright with it. But then I began realizing that I was miserable in it. It will last 6 years. It has 6 subjects, and it was a complete failure to me. It's safe to say that I passed 5 out of these 6 subjects, so it wasn't that bad. But because I wasn't happy, I wasn't trying hard enough. And when I don't try hard enough on things, they tend to not usually work. Because I think that's how it happens with most people. But yeah. I wasn't happy, I wasn't trying hard enough, but because I am stubborn as hell, I kept on trying and I kept on trying. Mostly because I didn't have a plan B, and that can be a terrible, terrible thing. Because when you don't have another option, you only stick to the bad option because you don't have anything else. Last summer, I was going through YouTube and I encountered with a channel that's dedicated especially for educational purposes. And you may know it, it's called Crash Course. And if you don't know it, what the hell have you been doing with your life? Dude, go check it out. Anyhow, so I found this channel and they've got an amazing course in chemistry, and I realized, but mostly I remember that I was good at science. I've always been good. I've always been good with mathematics and science in general. Like, it was my favorite topic. I even have a specialty on it. Like, I went through the entirety of high school being specialized in natural sciences. Like, it blows my mind how stupid I was to not choose that. But it happens. It happens. Because when I was little, I wanted to be a paleontologist, then I wanted to be a marine biologist, and a lot of things related to science. But somehow I started writing, and the people started asking about it, and I was so caught up in it that I forgot that I liked something else. And it's crazy because every single character I've ever written or I've ever watched or read about, if there was a scientist, I will feel tremendously inclined to that character. Like, when I was little, I used to dream of having my own lab. And now I come to think that how could I ever forget that that was my dream? Like, you're an idiot. Believe it or not, switching careers was such a good idea because when I began classes on uni on chemistry, I really felt like I belonged. I was so happy. Like, I will come and do my homework. Like, I will read. I will even read on the bus. Like, I will have 3 hours of travel to my university. Like, 3 to go and 3 hours to come back, and I will be so fucking thrilled that I will be reading during the journey, and I was like, yeah, I was like happy enough to do that trip every single fucking day and waste 6 hours of my life on traveling just because I was that happy. And to this day, I have no problem doing it because, dude, switching careers was probably the best thing I've ever did. For today, and why is it that ever since I graduated, I have this constant feeling of not knowing whatever I want to do with my life? Is that because I've always been told that I have to choose. Like, that I cannot do all of the things I want. And yeah, I may want to do too many, but it's never too many. That's what I say. But it's just because I say it doesn't mean it's true. Anyhow, uh, it's always the same thing, you know. Like, you can be a writer if you want to be a scientist, and you can't do two careers at the same time. Like, you gotta choose. You don't have enough time, and it always comes to not having enough time, which is something terrible. And choosing has always been a great, incredible problem for me because I really do like to do many things. Like, I like dancing, I like acting, and I wish I could have enough. Struggle a lot with it because I want to do so many things. Like, I'm not gonna quit writing because I like have ideas for another 50 books, and I want to write them all. That's it. That's gonna be like the goal of my life, to write every single idea that I have. But then again, I am super pumped up and happy about like studying science because I know that it's gonna be a thing that is gonna be so fucking helpful. And I also want to be a teacher because education is just this amazing thing that you can do so much good with it. The thing is that also to study, you gotta have a job, you know, and a job requires time, which is another thing that's just, you know, we always come back to that. It requires time and it requires effort. And sometimes I've got this constant feeling that I'm just gonna be dropping college because I need to survive. Like, it's money is a big thing, you know? And yeah, that's a bitch. It's a pain in the ass, actually. And I know that I'm not the kind of person that just goes well with working for 8 hours in an office because I hate routines. I cannot do the same thing every day, like ever. Like, I have to rotate because if not, I go crazy. And I get bored very easily, and I don't like any of that stuff. In order to not be miserable, I came to a conclusion that you gotta do like three things in your life. Like, one, that makes you money, because that's how the world works, and you gotta survive. You gotta buy food, you gotta buy clothing, you gotta pay your bills, you gotta do a lot of that stuff, and gonna need money for it. So do a thing that makes you money, and then do a thing that helps the world. That's the second one. Do a thing that helps the world, that contributes to making it a better place, because we all need that. We don't live in a world alone. We are together, and every single one of our actions affects another people. So if you've got the chance to go on a path that you can do something to help someone else while you're helping yourself, you're gonna do so much good, because you're going to be able to help in yourself, and you're going to be able to give a hand and help to another person, which is an amazing thing to do, because we need to contribute to make a better world. The third one is the thing that you need to do just for the sake of doing it because you love it. Like, it doesn't have to make you money, or perhaps you can, just you shouldn't put like all of your effort on making money with it. Like, that's what writing is for me. So, and these three things don't need to have a correlation with them. Like, perhaps you like dancing, or you like kickboxing, and then you like, I don't know, like something that's completely off the charts, like drawing, and they have nothing to do with it. But the correlation they have is that you love them, and that's the reason why you're doing them. And that's all you need to know to need really like pick things that you love. And it's okay if you don't have all of the answers, like if you don't get all time the sensation that you know exactly what you like, because we are pretty much the same on it. We don't always know what we like, and we change constantly. And the point of making this is that, yeah, every single day there comes a moment in which I'm just like, I don't know what in hell to do with my life, because there are many occasions in which that happens, and I don't know where I'm standing. Most of the time I don't, but I know where I want to go, and I think that that somehow creates a pathway for us. uh, and that's of so much help, like to what you're what you're gonna be doing in 20 years, but where will you like to be? So would you like to be helping people? Would you like to have a Lamborghini? Would you like to, I don't know, have learned how to draw perfectly? And I mean perfectly in a sense in which, I don't know, you can make a face, because I cannot draw to save my life. Thing is, we're all a little bit lost, but we'll find a way eventually. And so if you're lost, if you don't know what to do with your life yet, that's completely okay. None of us truly do, but the good news about of it is that we can figure it out. So, if you've come this far and you've heard it and you've liked it somehow, if you've got a story to tell me, because I would love to read whatever you've got to say, leave it in the comments and subscribe, like it, and share. Thank you so much for listening. That will be all for today. Remember to be positive, kind, and curious.